There's a Bill Clinton, of course, for the best name in television. Habari za John. I'm here to bring you for the local news, news around the region of Uganda. And to begin with, what happened in Kampala yesterday, more than 75% of Uganda's population is below the age of 30 years, with the country having one of the highest youth unemployment rates at 13.3%. The number of youth actively looking for jobs, a percent in the labor force sub-Saharan Africa. Maxon Muhwezi yesterday, in a particular meeting, a member of the National Resistance Movement Youth League has called upon the youth in the country to engage more in innovation skill development, something that will help them to get out of poverty, as well as actively taking part in the service to allow the purchase of industrialization. Maxon made a call during the launch of the book for Kwesiga Emmanuel, the law student of Uganda Christian University, which was held at Serena Hotel in Kampala yesterday. In a bid to transform the society's Kwesiga Emmanuel, the author of the book, called The Magic of Successful Living, had the theme enhancing the youth's potential to industrially propel the political, social, and economic development of Uganda's diverse state. He urged fellow youth to become aggressive in the world of economy through finding the means of employing themselves than waiting to be employed. The same occasion attracted hundreds of youth from all universities in Uganda and showed their views about their colleague with a lot of praises. Dennis Kato tells us in detail.
First of all, if we can look at innovation, because you see what Uganda has, there are 5 stages of development of any society. There are 5 stages of development. The pre-traditional, then the traditional, then the take-off, drive to maturity, and high mass consumption. Our third stage, where our society has reached, where our country has reached, we need industrialization, we need innovation, we need skills. So skills and the construction of goods and services, that is our focus. That young people, please rise up. If you're not selling a good, at least you're selling a service. So what are the young people doing especially? Those are the issues we are trying to do. Can you innovate something? Can you do something? Can you practically produce something such that you sell, then you get money, that money will transform society. Even when you have knowledge, but the knowledge is just for talking. Talking cannot develop society. You must do something. You sell, you get money. You get those ideas you have. Use the money you have made to prepare industrialization of the country. So basically, that's what we're doing.
Employment is indeed a very wide topic that we really cannot exhaust it. But I am saying that before we complain that the government is actually not availing enough jobs for us, how employable are you? It all goes back to you as an individual. How creative are you? Before you actually think of being employed, have you thought of having your own business, and as a youth, employing your abilities and physical abilities and social network to actually have it expanded? Or all you are waiting for is someone to actually invite you into their office. So I do not usually like the idea of government should actually employ us. I actually subscribe to a belief that you should be in position to work employment, and you actually should reason it out that even if you're not employed, but as long as you've been able to go to school like we've done, you need to do something at your own. Because at the end of the day, education is what remains in us, even after we've forgotten what we studied in school. I'm saying that there should be a distinction between a person that has actually not accessed education and one who has. If you've been able to study and complete and get that bachelor's degree, I mean the skill and talent that you've now acquired does not only stop at you seeking for employment, but you now have the abilities, the educational abilities to start your own business and do something. Let us not just look at business, but there is actually what we can do. You have talent, but have you actually used your studies to actually develop it? I'm saying that it all goes back to us. How best are we strategizing, and
how I look at morality really is only it being a fuel for better society. that because of our moral correctness, then we are better beings, we are better human beings, and there is less of the vices and more of the positives. And when young people are indulged and involved in activities like book writing, like work, business, enterprise, school, then they are better preoccupied than then resorting to the vices of society, drug addiction and all that, or prostitution, to mention but a few. So it is the right call for especially a young congregation like this to focus on the more positive, transformative aspects of society, to occupy them, and inadvertently or inherently actually, they are then contributing to a better society in their own.
Continually around the region, Uganda loses children as a result of diarrhea. 23% of the people are still participating, are still practicing open defecation. 50% of these still have less access to clean waters, and the country's sanitation still below the percent of 40. During the launch of this year's Sanitation Week by the Ministry of Health, a permanent secretary of the ministry, Dr. Diana Atwine, revealed how the country intends has a big burden of poor hygiene, something that must be addressed by every stakeholder, as she called